Hey, this is for all you sunbathers. This is not the first time, but it didn't take me long this time. Um, I think I mentioned about a year ago. Well, what? Was about a year and a half ago. September of not 22, but 21. I was out in the sun for 20 minutes and got burnt on one side of my face, but then again, I was breathing with the sun, right? And so I've known for some time to be careful of in how much time you're going to spend with direct current, direct light, right? The mirror. And so I've shared this before. I run a hot mirror. And so I had a very powerful waking dream early in the morning yesterday about just how pure that light is. And what I was communicating with that light to somebody else about how powerful that light is. And so I just went out like I normally do in the afternoon when the sun came out, got a rainbow. And I wasn't out there but maybe 15 minutes sitting in a chair looking directly when the sun came out. Bang, boy, could I feel that heat. I came in here and looked at it, and you could see, that's 10 minutes. If 10 minutes. Okay? And what's remarkable about that is I monitor a lot of channels to see what's going through their server. And if you know who Bill O'Reilly is, he pretty much owned primetime on the news with Fox back in the day. His name's Bill O'Reilly, known as the No Spin News. And he mentioned something yesterday when he was talking about what's his name, Merrick Garland, and he brought up some history about Nixon, and if you remember Nixon, Watergate, and then you have the gate, and then the Titanic, and how all this word stuff is being played, number games, right? But he mentioned yesterday about how corrupt the FBI is, and Merrick Garland, who's the Attorney General, right? He's going to be investigated by Congress, and how this is all unfolding, right? But he made a very cryptic remark. He's an Irish guy. He was thinking about maybe going back to Ireland. You see what's happening over in the old Stonehenge place, right? And he made a cryptic remark when he said, hell, if I go out in the sun now, I got to have a hazmat suit. Right. So you know what a hazmat suit is. If I've worn them before when you're going into a highly radioactive area. Right, the asbestos suits, the old asbestos suits we used to wear, full hood, just like turnouts with firefighters, right? But they're full asbestos, aluminum, basically. And this, somewhat not the same material as what's called Nomex. Nomex material. We used to have fire starters with U.S. Forest Service. They still use them. It's called Nomex material, right? Which means it will not sustain combustion, and it can reflect a gazillion degrees, right? So that you don't fry from the inside out like microwaves do. I know. And so that was a critical remark. So I got the evidence when I wasn't out in the sun today. Meaning the importance of this is time and duration. Time is speeding up. Therefore, the energy is speeding up. So we're getting exposed to higher speed, right? Higher gamma radiation, if you will, gamma wave consciousness, gamma plasma wave consciousness, right? Breathing dragons, being a living sun, breathing dragons, breathing fire, right? So this one didn't take long. So I've measured that, how much time I spent out in direct sunlight, and particularly here on the Big Island, right? And because of its location on the equator. And, when you get into minutes and duration, latitude, longitude, all that, coordinates. So anyway, I thought I'd mention that for folks that are spending time out in the sun. But I realize that different people react to certain, the amount of energy that you can pull, right, and hold without getting burned, if you will, on the outside of your skin. Like folks that are melanated and dark, very dark skin, oh man, that's like unbelievable stuff, right? To be able to just withstand being in the sun all day. I used to be able to do that for years when I lived on the island of Kauai, You know, you build layers, layers and layers, right? Just like you build calluses on your feet, layers and layers, right? To withstand a greater amount of radiation. But anyway, I thought I'd mention that because it's important, because I've noticed that the time and duration is shorter now for getting exposed to radiation waveform harmonics compared to before. So when people talk about speeding up, it's not the time it's speeding up, the energy is. I call it clearing the servers, getting rid of the goo codes, going from lower density to higher density, lower consciousness to higher consciousness. As you realize where we're at with the spirals, right? Just like that graph that Eon put up, and Waking Earth, right? And yeah, you saw Annie Moreno put out that little thing. Same information as Voyager materials, right? So yeah, I wanted to share that. Have a great afternoon. Be good to yourselves.